Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So first up, removing the turbo on this XR6 turbo. So alright, so the first thing I do, I just drain all the coolant. Get as much out as you can. Then you take off all the intake and everything else. I remove the reservoir. I've removed the boost solenoid as well, get that out in your way. So I'm going to do the water pipes next. Then after I do that, I'll do the oil feed line as well. Then down on the sump, the 2 bolts for the drain from the turbo, I'll just do those 2 undone. Alright, so yeah, I'll do that and then I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Just want to show you guys something. See that in there? That's just like a water feed into the turbo, but yeah, it's just full of crud. This whole coolant system is absolutely one of the worst I've ever seen. So I don't know who serviced this car, but obviously they didn't service the coolant system. You can see this is full of, yeah, probably doesn't look that bad to you on the camera, but yeah, it's pretty bad. But anyway, keep moving on. If you can't with the FGs, it's hard to get into the bolt down there to be able to get rid of that water feed line. So I just cut the pipe and I'll just replace the pipe later. It's not hard. It's only a little bit of pipe. Or rubber hose, I should say. Alright, keep moving on. Okay, so you can see the oil drain from the turbo to the sump. You see how it's been leaking for a long time. But I'll show you how I do it with the silicone. Okay, now we just remove those two bolts and pull the drain away from the sump. Alright. Alright guys, the oil drain is disconnected from the sump. So next up, dump pipe. Alright, next step. What I'm going to do, all the dump pipe's off, I just let it hang there. Disconnect the O2 sensor as well. But what I'm going to do next, it's probably just going to remove the top 3 here, the bolts. Then I'm going to put in, I'll clean the threads as well while I'm here. And I'll just put some studs in. Alright guys, you can see I just put those studs in. The reason why I do that, so when I take out all the bolts, I've got something the turbo and the manifold can rest against instead of me trying to hold it. So that's what I just do. Alright, we'll keep moving on. Alright guys, finally, all the bolts are out. I hate bolts. Studs are so much better. But the bolt right at the back, that's the worst one. It always wants to seize in there and you can snap it off. So what I do, I loosen it a few turns, just spray some degreaser, then turn it, wind it back in again, then start taking it back out and so forth. I'll keep doing that, wind it back in, wind it back out, and just keep spraying degreaser on that thread as best you can, and just little bits at a time, and just remove it. You'll feel it come free. They're a real bugger. So that's it. All the bolts are out. Now I just going to do the nut on the stud there and just pull the whole turbo out as one piece. Alright, let's get it done. Alright guys, you can see it's all off. Take the whole thing off in one piece. So now, what I want to do now is clean out all the threads. Get the air compressor, blow it out, but make sure that no shit goes into the exhaust ports. Just do it as clean as you possibly can. Then we can put all the studs in. but I leave those two front ones. I don't put the studs in there, and I'll explain later. So, all right, we'll do the next step. All right, guys, I've got all the studs in basically, so I'm just got to tighten up these two here. Like I said, I don't put them in until after I slip the manifold back on, because you can't get past this bracket if you leave the studs in. But anyway, like, see how that's nice. You can go in and out. Some of them, after you clean them with degreaser, and you can put, you know, WD-40 in there, whatever, they're still a bit tight. So just start them with your fingers first, and just take your time. Don't force them in there. They'll let you know when they want to be put in properly. So yeah, just take your time. Sometimes, like, I'll go a couple turns in, then a couple turns back out. Just keep doing that, you know, 4 turns in, a couple turns back, you know, and eventually it'll just go in. And you don't have to go, you know, 200 foot-pounds on these things. Just snug them. So you can come back out, a couple turns. So it's just nice and easy. So that's finger tight now. I'm just going to snug those, and that's it. Next step, removing the turbo off the manifold.